This video is an Exodus wallet tutorial. We're going to get set up with the desktop version of this wallet. Also, we'll link it to our mobile device. And if you have a Trezor hardware wallet, you can also link it with Exodus as well. We'll look at how to do all of that throughout this video, and I'll leave timestamps for everything down below. Firstly, we'll come and download the wallet. Even if you just want to use the mobile version, which is great, I recommend downloading this as well and having this on your computer if you have a hardware wallet, especially because you can't use a Trezor hardware wallet with the mobile device to send transactions. So what we can do is come and press download, and there are 3 different versions. We're going to look at the desktop version in this video. I will show you how to link it with your mobile device though. The Web3 wallet is for Chrome browsers, so if you want to interact with applications online, you can still use your wallet recovery phrase and everything and all your assets in your wallet on the Web3 wallet as well, which is great. We're going to download for desktop, so just download this and get it on your computer. Once you have Exodus downloaded, we can start the application and we can do one of 2 things. Firstly, we can restore from a backup. If you have had Exodus on a different computer and you want to reload your wallet, you can do that here. Or if you have a wallet that you made with another 12-word recovery phrase and it's a multi-asset wallet, then you might be able to recover it in here as well. So actually use the other wallet that you created and just use it and view it through Exodus as well. So check out if you can do that from restore from a backup. If you want to start a new wallet, what we have to do is go to the top right and click settings, and then go to backup right here. Firstly, enter a password that you want to use with Exodus on this computer. This is not a wallet recovery phrase or anything. It's just a password to actually get into the application on your computer. So you can set that up now. Once you've entered your password, it's going to prompt you to go over and view your secret recovery phrase. This is the most important thing in crypto right here. So these 12 words are essentially the password to reload your wallet anywhere in the world. And so when you send assets to your wallet, when you send Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that, you obviously have wallet addresses, but the wallet access is gained via these words. So if your computer breaks or something like that, you can actually just go and download Exodus on a different computer, put this recovery phrase in, and all of your assets are going to be there because they're stored on the blockchain and not on your specific computer. So this phrase really is your wallet, and it is the phrase which opens up access to your wallet. So keep it extremely safe. Write down these words, just hover over them and you'll be able to see them. Write them down somewhere safe, and obviously make sure they don't get stolen or seen by anyone else, because if anyone has this phrase, they can reload the wallet on a different device and have access to all of your coins. And so this thing is the most important thing. Write it down, keep it somewhere safe. After you've written down the words, it's going to test you on your knowledge of them and make sure that you've written them down. So right here it says what is the 11th word in the secret recovery phrase. So I'm just going to type that one in and press done. That's just to check that I've actually got it written down. Now, as you can see, recovery phrase, you can go and view that again if you want, just to double check, or if you've lost the recovery phrase, you'll be able to re-see it here as long as Exodus on your computer hasn't crashed. So that's actually quite good. And then if you want to reset your password for the Exodus wallet on your device specifically, you can do that here as well. But of course, you do need that password to input as well. Some key tips on recovery phrase management as well. People often split up the words. So you'll get 12 words. You may split them into 4 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 4, and then split them up into different physical locations. That's very easy. With Trezor as well, if you are using a Trezor with your Exodus, you can actually get these crypto tags as well, which is where you actually etch the phrase in steel. That's obviously a lot more robust than something like a piece of paper that's written down, which can get easily lost or damaged. With crypto tag, you actually just etch the recovery phrase in steel, and so you basically can't lose this. Now, people can still see the phrase on top of it, which is obviously an issue if it gets stolen, but this is much more robust than a piece of paper. And of course, you can still split this up between 3 or 4 different groups of letters, depending on how much crypto you have. Some other settings you might want to play around with are the extra security settings. So come to security in the settings tab. Additional security is an app lock. So the app will just lock after a set period of time, and then you can enter your password to unlock the app as well. Good if you're on a shared computer. Personalize here, you can change the look and feel of the app. but important is the set currency. Choose the one that you're familiar with. This is the currency that the cryptos are valued in your portfolio page. If we come up to support in the top right as well, you can see some other helpful videos here. You can export data from the application if you are having trouble with it. As you can see, it does not export or contain your private keys or password, which is obviously important. You can also press help desk here. This goes over to the Exodus website. Exodus do have live human support, which is very useful if you've got some issues. Never ever share your password or your seed phrase with anyone at any time. Never do that, obviously, because anyone that has those has access to your crypto potentially. So don't ever share that information with anyone. You can see Twitter and email support are here as well if you've got some, general issues. If you have a Trezor hardware wallet, here's how to link it with Exodus. So Trezor and Exodus work together. Exodus provides the application that obviously looks great on your computer and you can see your assets and spend assets. The hardware wallet is to keep your private keys offline as safe as possible. With Trezor, they work together with Exodus. So we can come up to settings in the top right. And then we need to go to devices right here and then install Trezor Bridge. So the Trezor Bridge is something you have to do before linking up the application, the Exodus app with Trezor. So just click install now. It's going to take you over to the website to actually download the Trezor Bridge. If you can't find the link via that webpage, I'll leave the specific Trezor Bridge link in the description as well. It's the Trezor official site. You can just download latest bridge. Download that, put it on your computer, put it into the same folder as you have the Exodus app. Once you have the Trezor Bridge installed, you can now open the Exodus app and plug in your Trezor device into your computer. Exodus should be able to recognize this immediately that you have a Trezor device there. So just click to connect the two devices. It might take a little time to pair the devices, but once you've got that set up, you now have basically two wallets in the Exodus app. You have the Exodus app itself, which you downloaded, and you have its own seed phrase and own wallet addresses. And your Trezor, of course, has its own seed phrase and its own wallet addresses as well. You can switch between the two, either Exodus or Trezor, very easily here. So Trezor, again, the Exodus is acting as a software device to help you spend coins and see all of your assets on your Trezor. But Exodus and Trezor are completely separate wallets. They have different seed phrases and different wallet addresses. So make sure that you've got the correct wallet address when you're sending and receiving coins from either Exodus or Trezor. Exodus is only on your computer. That Trezor device is the hardware device that you're using. I'll leave a link to the official Trezor store in the description as well. Trezor Model T and Model 1, you can see the assets that they support and how they work. This is a much safer option to have a wallet, especially if you've got a decent amount of crypto. These keep your wallet keys offline, which is the safest way. The only time you plug them in to the computer is when you want to spend the coins, and you can use Exodus and Trezor linked up to do that. Using the Exodus app, we can see all of our wallet balances, whether that's in our Exodus wallet or in our Trezor. The portfolio tab at the start, like I said, just gives you an update of all of the latest prices of crypto here. If you have a wallet set up, you should be able to see your own details. So your highest balance, portfolio, age, and the best performing and worst performing assets over time. You can also go to the wallet right here, and this shows you each specific wallet that you have for the different assets that are supported. Bitcoin and Ethereum are supported, Tether, USD. You can look through them here though, as you can see. The ones that you have will obviously be prominently displayed here. You can also search for them quite easily. But if we go to Bitcoin as an example, I have no history, so let's go and receive some coins. Firstly though, we can have some settings to play with. On the right hand corner, these three dots, advanced options here. You might want to use multiple addresses, especially for Bitcoin. This just keeps things a little bit safer. So each time that you share an address to send to, it's going to be a different address that the user, someone else, sends to you. So that just means that you're not using the same address every time. Different addresses just helps with privacy. So you might want to turn that on if you want. You don't have to though. Legacy address I wouldn't turn on. Taproot address, again, I probably wouldn't, but multiple addresses, you can use that to have a little bit more anonymity when you're receiving BTC. So what we can do here now is actually go and receive some coins into our wallet. To receive some coins into your Exodus wallet, then go to the asset that you want to receive and press the receive button. Now, the most important thing is to make sure you're using the same network on both ends. Whoever is sending you the coin needs to send you the coin on the correct network that you want to receive it on. So what I'm going to do as an example to show you is go over to Tether USD. So this is US dollar Tether. This is issued on a bunch of different blockchain networks. So you can actually click this here and you can see the supported networks that you can use to receive Tether USD. Most people may use the Ethereum network, but that's a more expensive network. Whichever network that you want to use, you just have to make sure that you receive and send on the exact same network, and then you're not going to have any issues. So what I'm going to do here is actually go down to BNB Smart Chain right here, click this. Now, there are different wallet addresses for each different chain, depending on which chain it is. So your Ethereum network address is actually going to be the same as your Polygon and BNB Smart Chain addresses because they all use EVM. However, Solana network is going to be a completely different address, so you have to make sure you're using the same network on both ends. I'm going to go BNB Smart Chain here and then just click receive. And it goes through. It shows me the address format written down if I want to copy that. It also shows me a QR code. If you have another wallet on your phone, just scan the QR code and you can send. So I'm going to copy this address right here, and then I'm going to go over to my exchange account. So if you're sending from another exchange or another wallet, just make sure that you choose the correct network. So I'm going to paste in the address right here, and it asked me to choose the network. I'm going to choose the BNB Smart Chain, and I'm going to say yes, I'm sure, because Exodus does support it. And then I want to withdraw some funds. I'm going to withdraw $20 over to my BNB Smart Chain address. That transaction has now gone through and we have those assets on the BNB Smart Chain. If you go over to your Tether balance, you can see that right here. So it shows that I have just under $20 because I paid some gas fees. What I can do though is go to, for example, Ethereum network, and it says zero balance. I don't have any US dollar Tether on that chain, so I only hold the Tether on the BNB Smart Chain. You can't use it cross-chain. So that's my balance in the Binance Smart Chain network, but my total balance, as you can see, I can look as well. Now, if I want to send that out of the wallet to actually go to another wallet, the important thing is I actually need some gas tokens to pay for transactions. So depending on which network that you're using, you always need the layer 1 coin to pay gas fees. So I've got some BNB Smart Chain network Tether. You can see the balance here, but if I go to send, it won't let me send these assets out. If I go to choose an amount, let's go all. Yeah, so down at the bottom, you can see to make a transaction, you need at least 0.0003 BNB coin. So before sending any other assets to your wallets, just make sure that you have some gas tokens of the wallet or the blockchain that you're using, whether that's Ethereum, BNB chain, Avalanche. You need the layer 1 gas token to send transactions out. Once you have the layer 1 coin in your wallet, you can now use all assets on that chain, send and trade and do everything on the blockchain. So we have some BNB coin that I just transferred in. So I went through the same receive transaction. Now I can send these Tether if I want. So I'm going to go over to make sure that I'm on the BNB Smart Chain network. I have the balance here. I'm going to press send. Then I'm going to send all, and I'm just going to paste in my wallet address right here. And as you can see, there are no issues now. I can just send that very easily. So I'm just going to press send right here. It says, do you want to send this? This is the address that you're sending to. Yes, I do want to send. And that's going to go through with a blockchain transaction for me. Now, what you should also see is that my Binance coin is a little bit lower. You can see that just changed right here. That's because the blockchain uses the L1 coin to pay for gas fees on that chain. So I've paid a little bit of BNB out to send that US dollar Tether. You can also swap and exchange cryptocurrencies directly within Exodus, cross-chain as well. So if we go to swap right here, you may have to go through some pages and just accept the terms and conditions. But what this does is let you swap one currency for another currency, and it doesn't matter which chain it's on. Now that sounds great, but really what's happening here is that you are going to send the coin to a third-party provider, for example, like Changely or MoonPay or something like that. They're going to swap the currencies for you and then send them back on chain into your wallet addresses. Now that's convenient, but it is very, very expensive, and it's not really recommended. So it's like going to the airport and changing one currency to another. You're going to get a really terrible rate, and the fees are very, very high, even if it's embedded in the price. And you're going to have to pay blockchain fees here as well to send the crypto out and then receive it back in. And so, you know, what most people would do is actually use a proper exchange like Binance or Bybit. The fees are way lower. You're going to get much better of prices like that. And it's usually what people do. So I'll leave some links to Binance and Bybit in the description. They even give deposit bonuses, so you're just going to get better trades. Whereas with this, it is convenient, but it is going to be the most expensive way to trade cross-chain. Buying crypto directly within Exodus is exactly the same thing. So what you can do is use a third-party provider like MoonPay or Changely. Through the buy tab here, you can spend fiat currency, and what they do is take the money and then send the crypto on-chain over to your wallet address in Exodus. Again, pretty convenient. But Binance and Bybit or the other exchanges is going to be much, much cheaper. And then you can just send out from those exchanges when you've bought a decent chunk out into your wallets. You can also stake cryptocurrencies directly within Exodus as well. If you don't see this tab up here in the top called rewards, just go to plus and then click install on this rewards tab right here, and you should be able to get through to it. Rewards, they call them rewards. These are just staking rewards. And so it does support these cryptos for crypto staking. Not all cryptos offer staking rewards, and a lot of the cryptocurrencies that do offer staking rewards aren't supported by Exodus, but these are they. So what you can do is just click start earning, and then you can see the calculate profit icon here. So as you can see, the current staking reward is 3.34%. So if you deposited a certain amount, it would tell you how many ADA you would get in those staking rewards. Now, staking rewards are not profits per se. They are just staking rewards paid by the blockchain. You're going to have to dig into the blockchain itself to understand if these rewards are even worth it or not, but that's for a different video. Just click on start earning. If you have some ADA in your account, you can very easily just go stake right here and it will stake it for you. If you don't, then it will have this swap ADA icon. If you have some assets in your account, just click on that to stake it. It's going to do all the background stuff for you, and then you just get paid this APY. You can see the all-time ADA earnings. If you've been staking for a while, you would be able to get these. You can claim them right here as well. And as you can see, the staking period 20 plus 5 days, but you can renew and just keep it in there, earning the staking rewards from this chain and the other chains that are supported as well. Another application that is supported is Compound Finance. Compound Finance is DeFi, decentralized finance on the Ethereum chain. We're going to go to install apps, Compound Finance down here, and just press install. If you go back out to the homepage, it's right here for you. So we can click on this. Compound Finance is an application you can get through the internet. So you can go on your Chrome browser, you can see all of the different assets. It's a lending and borrowing protocol. So if you do want to, if you have some DAI, it only lets you do this with DAI. DAI is a stable coin. And so it's a dollar stable coin, $1. You can lend out that dollar on the Compound Finance application, and at the moment get 1.36% interest for loaning that out. Now, I'm not going to go over Compound Finance in this video. Links in description to how DeFi works and how these lending protocols work. But essentially, this takes away the effort of logging onto Compound Finance on your Chrome browser, linking up your wallets like that. This just lets you do it directly with Exodus. So you can start earning here. Just click it. If you have some DAI cryptocurrency in your wallet, you can lend it out and then get the 1.36% APY right now. That is a variable interest rate though, so that can go down or up from here. If you have the Exodus mobile wallet, you can link it up and sync it with your desktop version. Come to the top right-hand corner, click settings, then go to devices. And as you can see here, sync devices. If you press this button, a QR code is going to pop up. Just download the Exodus app on your phone and just scan the QR code. Now it's going to take a little while, but essentially what this does is it syncs the blockchain data from your desktop that has access to all of that data and the mobile device. So the mobile device can see all of your balances and it can see all of the transactions. Now, if you have a Trezor device, you won't be able to use Trezor and your mobile phone together because they can't connect to each other. If you want to send transactions through a Trezor, you do need to use a desktop version. However, you can sync your devices so that your Trezor wallet and your portfolios are synced with the mobile device. So if you want to look at all of the assets you have both on your Exodus wallet and also on your Trezor device, you can see all of your balances on your mobile device. You can link them up. But if you want to send transactions from your Trezor, you can't do that with mobile. With Exodus, you can because it's a software wallet. I'll leave the Exodus mobile application for a separate video. I'll link all the helpful videos and other resources I mentioned in this one down in the description below. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.